Typ AIQ inside against the rule of the 94. The 94, 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 the 94.
Right, very good morning, BGPians, and welcome back to school. Okay, it is very good to see so many of you in school this morning. I'll just give you a little while. Your form teachers are probably still trying to settle you in. So I'll give you a little bit of time now. Find your seat, get seated down, get ready for my address this morning. And even as you settle down, start preparing yourself, okay, that it is time for school. It's good to see all your friends again, but you can catch up with them again later on. And I shall begin my welcome address right now. So welcome back to BGPS, okay, especially for the P2s to P6s. Welcome back. Yesterday, the P1s were back already. And in case you have forgotten, my name is Mr. Benjamin Yong, and when you see me along the corridors, you must remember to greet me and say good morning, Mr. Yong. This is what I've also shared with the P1s yesterday, and you have to remember how to bow and to greet not just Mr. Yong, but also your teachers. Now, for the start of this year, I would like to introduce to you once again all our vice principals, our HODs, our year heads, as well as our new teachers. So when you see them along the corridor, you must also remember to greet them. And our vice principals are Madam Sharifah, as well as Mr. Yo Shoho. So when you see them, remember to greet them. Good morning, Madam Sharifah, and good morning, Mr. Yo. Our heads of departments in the school are as follows. The English for HOD for English language, we have Miss Sangeeta. HOD for Mother Tongue, Mr. Liu Peng. HOD for Mathematics, Mrs. Angeline Ong. HOD for Science, Miss Ku Kaho. Our school staff developer, Mrs. Herbert. Our HOD for PE and CCA, Mr. Alvin Teo. HOD for Character and Citizenship Education, Mrs. Jessie So. And our new HOD for Discipline is Mrs. Judy Sui. These are the year heads and the assistant year heads for each of the levels. Mr. Low Wei Leong is somebody you are familiar with. He's the year head for lower primary. And Madam Margaret Lee, or Mrs. Margaret Teo, she's the year head for middle primary, as well as Miss Lee Wen Ling, the year head for upper primary. And assisting them are the assisting year heads, Miss Noelle Lim, who is the assistant year head for lower primary, and this year she'll be looking after the P2s. And Madam Halima, who's the assistant year head for middle primary, she will be looking after the P3s. Madam Halima will be going on course next week, so Mrs. Judy Sui, our new HOD discipline, will also be assisting for primary 3s. And Mr. Lim Fang Rui, who's the subject head for student well-being, will also be covering the primary 5s. I would also like to introduce the level head for English, Mrs. Goh Yizi, the subject head for Malay language, Madam Nolin, the level head for mathematics, Miss Ng Jie Ying, the subject head for national education and social studies, Miss Penny, the subject head for ICT, Mr. Najib, and our subject head for PE and CCA, Mr. Hazri. I would also like to introduce the senior teachers, Madam Nohana, our senior teacher for English language, Miss Eliani, our senior teacher for Malay language, Mr. Lance Chin, our senior teacher for mathematics, Mr. Ng Chi Keong, our senior teacher for science, and Mr. Maslan, our senior teacher for art. Also supporting us in the school's administration at the general office, as well as in the operations, our admin manager, Ms. Sharon Kok, as well as our ops manager, Mr. Christopher. Now, these are all the new teachers joining Bedok Green Primary School this year. We have a total of 15 new teachers, okay, and they are, as I've introduced earlier, Mrs. Judy Sui, our new HOD for discipline, Miss Audrey Chu, the form teacher for one responsibility, Mr. Aloysius Fu, the form teacher for 5 Integrity, Miss Hilwa, the form teacher for 2 Compassion, Madam Lim Yu Yu, the form teacher for 4 Responsibility, Miss Faith Ong, form teacher of 2 Perseverance, Madam Sharifah, form teacher of 3 Responsibility, Madam Idayu, form teacher of 3 Integrity, Miss Mavis Tan, form teacher of 1 Perseverance, Miss Pamela Tan, form teacher of 3 Respect, as well as Miss Si Ming Yen, form teacher of 5 Resilience. These are the 11 teachers on the slide. There are 4 more new teachers joining us. It's Miss Zulaika, who will be teaching English and Mathematics, Mr. John Yo, who will be teaching Physical Education, Madam Kavita teaching Tamil language, as well as Miss No Ashikin teaching English language and Mathematics. So welcome to all our new teachers joining Bedok Green Primary School. If they happen to be in your specific class right now and I've called out their names, you may want to just give them a round of applause to also welcome them to BGPS. We also have our school counselors, Miss Janice Ao and Mr. Si Xiang Hua. Mr. Si Xiang Hua is new to the school, okay, so you will get to see him around as well. We also have our beloved allied educators for learning and behavioral support, Miss Ki Yi Keng, Miss Suryani, as well as Madam Theodora. Now, to start off the school right this year, okay, we want to remember the meaning of our school badge, our school crest. And it is something that we wear on our school uniform every day. But do you actually know what is the meaning? I've explained it before at the start of each year, all right? That when you look at our school badge, Bedok Green Primary School, you can see the fire right in the middle. And this fire represents a passion for continuous learning. And that is what I hope for all BGPians to do for this year, to have that passion for continuous learning, not just in your academic studies, but in every pursuit that you choose to go, whether it's in sports, whether it's in aesthetics, okay, whether it is in your hobby or your interest, you must have a passion for continuous learning in addition to learning your English, your mother tongue, your mathematics, and your science. Now, do you also know that in front of the flame, all right, there is this green set of books. These books actually represents the Ministry of Education's 8 desired outcomes of education. And these 8 are actually descriptors of what you are expected to be after you finish primary school. Number 1 is you must know right from wrong. Number 2, you must know your strengths and your areas for growth. Number 3, you must learn how to cooperate with one another and to care for one another. Number 4, you must have a lively curiosity about your surroundings. Number 5, you must be able to think and express yourself confidently. Number 6, you must be proud of your work. Number 7, you must have healthy habits and the awareness of the arts. And number 8, which to me is the most important, you must know and love Singapore. That's what the 8 pages of the book represents. All right? That's the meaning of our school crest. And of course, you will know this very well, our school motto, which is persevere and succeed. Now, but what do all these outcomes of education, okay, the 8 really mean? Okay, and we have written this down for our school, unique to our school, and that is our school vision, which we all know, okay, which is empowered learners, persons of strength and character. So my desire for all students in our school is that when you graduate from Bedok Green Primary School, you must be an empowered learner and a person of strength and character. And if you look at empowered learners, person of strength and character, it actually means that you must learn to take ownership of your own actions and your learning. You must be resilient in the face of hard work and challenges. And you must care for one another, including for the community and the environment. But if you were to look at what take ownership actually means, it means that you must learn to take charge of yourself, and you must be curious and inventive. When you talk about being resilient, we want you to strive for your personal best, to be assured and to be confident. And when we talk about caring for one another, you must have empathy and feel a sense of belonging to BGPS as well as to Singapore. These are our 5 school values. It is something that I'm sure is very familiar to all of you, especially for the P2s to P6s, right? Responsibility. I will take charge of my own actions and fulfill what is expected of me. Resilience. I will have the strength and determination to work hard and overcome challenges. Compassion. I will show care and concern for others and help those who are in need. Integrity. I will uphold honesty and do the right thing at all times. And last but not least, respect. I will treat others and myself the way I want others to treat me. This is why I always emphasize you must greet your teachers, all right, at the start of the day or when you see them along the corridor. You do not greet just Mr. Yong or Madam Sharifah or Mr. Yo, but every adult whom you see along the corridors, okay, or outside your classroom, you must always bow and say good morning. If you do not know their name, you say good morning, teacher, right? Or good morning, sir, or good morning, ma'am. If you know their name, you address them by their name. During the school holidays last month in December, I was pleased to see some of our students outside at East Coast Park. In fact, it was on East Coast Park at night, and I was going cycling with some of our colleagues and teachers. And 2 students actually came to me. This was not in school, this was outside. And they came to me and said, "Hello, Mr. Yong. Good evening, Mr. Yong." Okay, and I really like to commend them for showing that respect, okay, for me and for our teachers. So I'd like to encourage all BGPians that you must remember to continue to have respect for your teachers and for all the adults in our school. And also for this year, we will be focusing very much on this beautiful tree, which I'm sure is something that you are familiar with. For the P1s, you will get to find out more about what is this tree all about. And essentially, it spells out the 7 habits. Number 1, be proactive. Take ownership and take charge of your own learning. Have the initiative to do things, offer help, right, to one another, offer help to your teachers. Be proactive. Habit 2, begin with the end in mind. What are the goals that you want to set for yourself for this year? In your student handbook on page 41, there are some goals which your teachers will go through with you in the next these 2 days during the orientation, and you will be learning how to set goals for yourself as for the whole year. The third habit is to put first things first. You must always know what are the things that are the most important. Remember the big rocks as well as the small rocks. You always need to put the big rocks into the glass first so that you know what is the most important thing to do. Some of you, when I read your drawings and looked at your drawings last year, and you wrote big rocks, studies, okay, big rocks, family relationships, and the smaller rocks, handphone, smaller rocks, computer games. And I think that is a very good start when some of you wrote that you know what are the most important things to do first. Habit 4, think win-win. All right, this is really about working with your friends so that you win as well as your friends win. Habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Right, so first understand your friends before you seek to be understood. Number 6, synergize, which is to work with one another well. And the 7th habit is sharpen the saw. I hope you have sharpened the saw during the November-December holidays and that you are able to come back now, recharge and refresh for the new year ahead. We also have the themes for the P1s and the P2s, which is I love myself, my classmates, and my school. So P1 and P2, your teachers and your year heads will be talking to you about your themes later on. What does it mean to love yourself, to love your classmates, and to love your school? P3s and P4s, the theme for you is we are stronger together. You must learn to synergize, to work with one another so that you can achieve win-win outcomes. And finally, for the P5s and the P6s, your theme for the year is the sky is the limit. P6s, later I'll be talking to you at 9 o'clock, and we will talk a little bit more about what is the meaning of the sky is the limit. Your year heads and the assistant year heads will also talk to you about this. All right, so that's all I have for you for this morning, and I want to congratulate all of you for coming to school on time this morning and to be so excited for the year ahead. I'm looking forward to a wonderful year of 2022 with all of you, because we have had 2 years of COVID-19, and this year is going to be different, because we want to encourage all of you to go for your vaccination. And once all of you are vaccinated, there are more things that we can do together better, right? So welcome once again, and I will hand over the time now to your form teachers in class for form teachers time. See you around in school.